We've got some breaking news for you this morning. Hamas quickly responding to Donald Trump's ultimatum. The terror group saying it accepts some elements of the US president's peace proposal in Gaza, but some require further negotiation. Donald Trump had given Hamas until Sunday night to agree to his plan. Adam Parsons has more details from Jerusalem.
The statement from Hamas came out in the past few moments. It is neither an acceptance nor a rejection of the peace plan put forward by Donald Trump, that 20-point plan. But I think there is enough meat on this to certainly start a debate, and certainly there will be Arab states who are going to welcome this. Right, let's have a look. First of all, most fundamentally, for I think the first time, Hamas is raising the spectre of returning all of the hostages. Now, there are believed to be 48 hostages in the Gaza Strip. It's understood that 20 of them are alive, that 28 are dead. And Hamas will said, in this context, and talking about the negotiations around a peace deal, the movement announces its approval to release all the prisoners of the occupation meaning Israel, whether alive or the remains of the deceased, according to the exchange framework, including in President Trump's proposal. The readiness to immediately enter through mediators negotiations to discuss the details. I should say in this statement they are at pains to appreciate the efforts as they could of Arab, Islamic and international efforts, as well as specifically name-checking US President Donald Trump. So that, I think, is a huge step forward, them raising this spectre of returning all 48 of the hostages. The second thing they're going to say is that they reaffirm their agreement to hand over the administration of the Gaza Strip to a Palestinian body composed of independent technocrats based on Palestinian national consensus supported by Arab and Islamic backing. Now, that is not part of Donald Trump's plan. His plan was for what he would call a peace body to be chaired by him and to include various international luminaries, including Tony Blair. And I think the inclusion of Tony Blair has gone down pretty badly with a lot of Arab states, and it may be argued that that was one of the things that has focused opinion, was that a lot of people saying, well, if that's unacceptable, what's the solution? Now, the fact that Hamas is talking about a Palestinian body is going to raise a lot of heckles here in Israel. We know that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has entirely rejected the idea of a Palestinian state. He doesn't have any trust in Hamas. He doesn't have any trust in the Palestinian Authority, which is one of the reasons he was very firmly behind the proposal put forward by Donald Trump. So the idea of creating a Palestinian government, which of course would be welcomed by Palestinians, is going to be a sticking point for Israel. Then it says, as for other issues in President Trump's proposal related to the future of the Gaza Strip, these remain tied to a collective national position, will be discussed within a comprehensive national framework in which Hamas will participate. So ultimately, to unpick this, you've got three main elements. Number one is provisional agreement for the return of hostages, and I emphasize provisional. Number two is this desire for a Palestinian government of the Gaza Strip. And third, and in a way potentially most important, is this acceptance of further negotiations and for mediators to become involved. Now, we don't know who those mediators would be. I would be very certain that they would involve the Qataris, some of the Gulf states, potentially Saudi Arabia, effectively Middle Eastern nations mediating in talks between Hamas, Israel and the United States. But there will be many tonight who will look at this and say there is room for optimism here, and I'm sure that Donald Trump will say that he has created a plan, he has created impetus, he's used leverage, and he's created a deadline, and that these are the things that are pushing Hamas into talks.